Okay. Phone number and email. All right. Let's move on. Segment 3, I want to know more about the job day to day. Let's demystify the job itself. Is being a magistrate full-time or part-time?
So we all have regular jobs, unless some of them on the court are retired. So I do still run my upholstery shop. But as I said, I'm available 24 hours a day for call. If I get a call, I'll drop what I'm doing and try to take care of it. So it can be a full-time job very easily. When we have the snowstorms, we've got people calling, wanting to know when's my road going to get this. Myself, I've gone out and rode on snow plows. Your dad's done it. We've all been out and see what they do in the trenches, and it's eye-opening to see all of that. And for me, I like to do that because after everything's over, and I've got people still complaining, well, why didn't this happen? I'm said, well, you know what? I was on a truck and we tried to plow that road, and the blade just bent right over because of all the ice on the road, and it didn't touch it. So you can see it firsthand, or you can take it from the road supervisor. But when you can tell them, I know for a fact that this is what's happening and this is what they're doing, it's for me, it's just better to be in the weeds and to know for yourself how to answer those questions to your constituents.
They're called a snow plow. They're not called an ice plow.
Ice scraper, yeah, that's right.
And the brand name on it is actually called Snow Dog. It's not called an ice dog. It's not meant to chisel through 4 inches of ice. So not to get back on a subject from earlier in the year, but yeah, that's a very good point,
Oh, yeah. We had lots of conversations about that in the past. So what does a normal week actually look like for a magistrate?
Yeah, so if we have citizens that call us, we'll meet with citizens and discuss things, answering any constituent concern. We get our agenda usually on I believe it's late Thursday for our upcoming Tuesday meeting, and I spend that weekend looking over the agenda, studying our budget a lot, contracts that we're doing. Of course, we rely on our county attorney to make sure that those are all legal have contracts. We want to look over them and make sure that what we're doing is what we need to be doing for the community. We serve on committee. We're assigned to one committee, and I'm on the Community Resources Committee, which I think you wanted to talk a little more about that here in a little bit. But so we also have other committees, and we're not required to attend those. But in my opinion, now it's a little easier. I can go back and watch the video and not have to actually be there in person. But if there's something that I want to ask a few questions about that's on the agenda, I'll make sure that I'm there to get that covered and get a question. So we're attending committee meeting. We work with our local state officials. We work with our local city councils, mayors. We work with them to try to solve any problem we can for anybody. And you had a question on there coming up. If I get a question that's not county government related, what do we do with it? And that's when we call our local, whether it's a state problem, we'll call the state representative or our state senator. We'll call our mayors or some city council members and make sure we get it taken care of one way or another. We just kind of balance the needs of each district. Also, like I said, as county.
What about the meeting rhythm? You got regular physical court meetings, work sessions, committees. Walk us through how often can public attend? What can they attend or what can they watch?
Sure. Yeah, so they can attend any of them. So our fiscal court meetings, we have one on the second Tuesday at 3:30 in the afternoon. And then on the fourth Tuesday of the month at 5:30, we have our second fiscal court meeting of the month. Throughout the month, this week right now, we just had our Emergency Services Committee meeting and our Public Works meeting. The public is encouraged to attend those if they'd like. The only thing that, since we don't have, you mentioned work sessions, we don't have work sessions. So we have kind of cut out any public comment during our committee meeting, so we can kind of stay focused on the task at hand. Since we don't have work sessions and aren't really allowed to do those because we can't have a quorum to make any decisions. So we're just there at the other committee meetings that we're not a part of to gather information, and so we're not making any decisions in our committee meetings, but we're there to gather information. And so, like I said, we had those two this week, and then upcoming next week, we're going to have the community resources meet on. I think it's this coming week. No, it's not this coming week. It's the week after that. I'm sorry. Because this coming Tuesday is fiscal court. And then the week after that is going to be on Monday at 3:30. All of our committee meetings are at 3:30. We will have our community resources. And then the next day on Tuesday will be our finance committee. And so, yeah.
All right. And people can find these meetings on when they're scheduled on the website, right?
Sure. Yes. They have a full schedule of every time we meet on the website. Also, if they want to see the agendas for our fiscal court, that's also on the website. And attached to the back of that is the monthly calendar for when our meetings are going to be, each committee meeting and the time. We meet on the third floor here in the conference room for our committee meetings. And, we started out, we started having them at 5:30 so the public could attend a little more. It kind of made it a little tough because we had some of our employees staying late, and that's who we get our information from is our employees. And if they're having to stay after hours, we just didn't feel it was fair for them to have to take one of their nights out. So we moved it back to 3:30 and during their regularly scheduled time.
Now, on the website, every time we have one of these meetings, anytime they're fiscal court, committee meetings, town hall, what have you, all of those are streaming live, just like this is. And then they're documented and archived in perpetuity. And then by and large, we will actually share those on our Facebook page. So if you're unable to attend, as Magistrate Saltsman said, you'll still be able to see those and be able to interact with what's going on and keep informed that way too.
And after watching a meeting of your own, if you want to give us one of a call and find out what that I had a lady call me one time. She read something in the paper about the sheriff's budget, and she said, "I don't understand what this means." And so I kind of answered the question, and then I called over to the sheriff's department, and Terry Bennett called her and gave her details of exactly what it was, and so it's anytime you see something, you feel free to reach out. Yeah, that's what we're here for.
All right. Let's see. I lost my place. Let's get back on it. All right. So, you said you serve as co-chair on the Community Resource Committee. What is Community Resource, and what does being a co-chair entail?
Sure. Yeah. So the Community Resources Committee is we kind of oversee the human resources, the HR department here at county government. The library, Hardin County Library, the director over there comes and is on the committee with us. We have our animal control, that's part of our committee. We have our IT department is also on our committee, and we always have Sarah Jo from the health department. She comes in, she's part of our committee, and she always has very good information to give us, and now that they're being streamed, it's great because everybody gets to hear that presentation now. So people can understand what a magistrate does, what we do. She does that to us every committee meeting and lets us know what our health department does for us, and that's very informative.
That's pretty cool.
And
I've actually checked out the YouTube channel recently, and you guys you put a bunch of stuff on there. It's pretty, if you could sit through, like I think I watched part of that budget thing, and it was that work. It was 8 hours long. I had to use AI to analyze it for me, get the transcript and have it go through it because it was just so long. I was like, I don't even really know what's going on here.
Sure. Yeah.
But considering there's a lot you're doing, I don't think people realize you don't just win an election and start, after voting on things. There's actual training, right? What did that look like?
Yes, yeah. So I believe it's in December after the election, the Kentucky Association of Counties, which is an association here that county government is a part of, they will provide newly elected officials training, and you can kind of go there and they'll give you kind of the rundown of what. When I went 4 years ago, they did a mock fiscal court meeting and had a county attorney there, your county clerk, and you kind of see how county business is going to work. It's like it's kind of like taking water from a fire hose, drinking water from the fire hose. You get a lot of information. there's presenters. It's usually, I think it was a 2-day conference, and you're just getting all kinds of information and learning different things. And it's a great time there. And all the conferences that they do, they give us a training, but it's also a great time to network with other counties. What's working over there? How are you doing your jail? How are you doing this? How's this working for you? And see if you could take any of that back to Hardin County, to help our area also. But so they have the training. We also have the Kentucky Magistrates and Commissioners Association that gives us trainings throughout the year. They have conferences. They'll do virtual trainings, kind of like what we're doing here. We'll jump on a Zoom call and they'll have a presenter and give us information and different bullet points and slides. And then we also have the Kentucky Judges Association that the magistrates can go to their conference and get training also. I've gone to trainings in Frankfort that's put on by the state. When I first came on, I was appointed to the Public Works Committee, and so I went and learned about some of our dump, the landfill, different things like that, recycling programs, different things like that. Got some training that way. So it's that's kind of what we do at the Community Resources Committee is what I said about our HR and our library, animal control. Our public works, that's more of our road department, our engineering services department. I kind of wanted to give you a rundown of what each committee does, if that's okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
So we've kind of broken county government down in 4 different committees. The emergency services, which kind of speaks for itself. That's going to be our emergency management, our EMS, our coroner's office, sheriff's department, all different things, and discuss what needs to come to court, what doesn't. And then we have finance, which, as that one kind of speaks for itself. We talk about how we're going to pay for things and how's the state of the county, budget wise. Is there grant opportunities here, grant opportunities there, and different things. And so it's kind of broken down that way. And also, since we kind of cut the public out from speaking to us during our committee meetings, we implemented the quarterly town hall meeting where the citizens can come and with no restriction, as long as it's county government related, they can ask anything they want. No time limit. We're there as long as they want to stay, and they can bring concerns or ideas, anything that they want at those town halls.
When's the next one of those coming up?
We just had one, so it's going to be, let's see, that one was in June, so 3 months out from there, June, July, August, sometime in September, I think.
Okay. So I want to talk a minute about how an issue